Hi, this is my A-level computer science NEA project, a digital assistant designed to help players improve at the board game Risk. It's built as a Windows application using Unity and runs smoothly on both Windows 10 and 11 computers. Risk is a strategic board game where players deploy and maneuver armies to conquer territories and achieve world domination. Let's start with the main menu. You can see the game logo at the top, and there are three main buttons: Play, Settings, and Quit. When I hover over each button, the opacity changes slightly to give clear feedback. Clicking the play button takes me to the game setup menu. Clicking the settings opens the settings overlay. And clicking quit exits the game, which I'll do at the end. Now I'll show you the settings menu. Here I can toggle full screen on or off. When it's enabled, a tick appears next to the text. I can also change the screen resolution using these left and right arrows. Pressing the exit button takes me back to the main menu. Going to the play menu, I'm taken to a screen where I can choose the game mode. When I click free play, it takes me to the menu which allows me to choose how many players will play, between 2 and 6. The number above updates in real time to match my selection. Once I've picked a number, clicking enter will begin the game. For the demonstration, I will use 2. Now we're in the main free play game. At the start, all territories are assigned fairly between players. Each territory starts with one or more troop, and each player is given a unique color. The map is fully interactive, and each territory has a clickable polygon collider. I will demonstrate the game as a human player versus one AI opponent, and I will slow the AI movements down in the code so we can see its moves. Otherwise, it can be hard to spot. The human player turn is indicated by the titles at the top, indicating the phases. The AI doesn't need this, and where there is no title screen, the AI is active. The game of Risk has 3 phases. These are Reinforcement, where you are adding troops, Attack, battling adjacent territories, and Fortification, redistributing troops between connected owned territories. We start in the Reinforcement phase. Here I get troops based on how many territories and continents I control. I can click on my own territories to reinforce them. Notice how the number of troops updates and the red circle at the bottom shows how many troops I have left. If I click a territory I don't own, nothing happens. When I run out of troops, I cannot continue to increase the number of troops in my territories. Once I'm done, I click the next phase button to move on. Now we're in the attack phase. The text at the top updates, the red circle disappears. If I click one of my own territories, it becomes selected for attacking. I can then click on adjacent enemy territory to launch an attack. If I try attacking a non-adjacent or friendly territory, it doesn't let me. I can attack as many times as I want. When I'm finished, I press the next phase to move on to the Fortify phase. In the Fortify phase, I select 2 of my own territories. The system uses a depth-first search algorithm to check if they're connected. If they are, a slider will appear. I can then move troops between them by dragging the slider and pressing the Fortify button. The number in the green circle indicates how many troops I will indicate. The AI player also takes its turn. It uses a minimax algorithm to decide what moves are best based on a simulated game state. The depth of the search can be set by the user, which controls how challenging the AI is. To make it faster, the AI also uses alpha-beta pruning, which skips over less promising options when calculating moves. The AI can do everything a player can, reinforce, attack, and fortify. Finally, in the background, the game constantly checks whether one player owns all territories. So, if so, the game ends. It also checks if a player owns a full continent at the start of their turn to give them the appropriate bonus troops. If we allow the AI to have another move, we can view what it does. Firstly, it reinforced here, increasing the number of troops in that territory. Then, attacking Iceland and successfully winning, it took over that territory. Finally, it fortified from Iceland downwards. Then pressing the quit button takes me back to the main menu. Now that you've seen two-player game at a reduced speed, I will show a four-player game at full speed. The human player is always playing as red. I will cycle through my turns to allow the AI to demonstrate its capabilities. As you can see, the AI works in a larger amount of players in a game. Thank you for watching. This has been my computer science NEA testing video.